Living to view paradise. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure.
So this is what our next hostel capsule thing is. Pretty big. It's like a double bed that sits up and sits down. I'll show you my dirty ass one soon.
Cheers.
So this is hostel capsule. The millennial. Control it by an iPod that they give you. And this is my nasty ass room. Control the lights by that. There's a shelf at the top. Hang your clothes here. Use a suitcase and just like pull out drawer thing. And there's a little locker on the side. Lockbox. Suitcase open.
Hey, so the Millennials is a pretty cool capsule hotel located right in the center of Shibuya, exactly where you'd want to be as a tourist. It's a little on the expensive side, but the bed is big and comfortable, and the facilities and shared spaces are pretty cool. I think I'd only recommend it if you don't have a lot of luggage or expensive valuables, as there was nowhere really safe to store it. We're in Shibuya grabbing lunch at Ichiran, which is kind of the Macca's ramen of Japan. It's pretty good though. There's like a vending machine thing, so I'll teach you how to use that. But the ramen's good. How would you describe Ichiran?
Fast food ramen.
Quick answer this time. You get to eat at a booth and you don't have to talk to anyone. There's like, you order via a vending machine and you don't see anyone. There's like a curtain. But if you come to Japan, I would recommend it. It's a strange experience. There's no human interaction, but it's confusing if you come here the first time. There's vending machines and buttons and forms you need to fill out. But it's pretty simple. I'll run you through the whole process. How much is the meal? Like
2,000 yen.
with a beer, it's like 30 Australian dollars. So every Ichiran has like a vending machine which you have to buy tickets from. Yeah, and then you put money in here. So I'm gonna get ramen. Spits out a ticket, egg, and another ticket. And then when you're done, you press the button. That change? Yep. So tickets are these things. After you buy your coupons, there's a form, how you want it. So I'm gonna go medium richness, medium garlic, green onion with char siu, which is meat. Spice, I'm gonna go 6. Noodle bun. Give them the form and then the coupons.
お預かりいたします。はい、失礼いたします。
Alright, pop in the water thingy. Yeah. Wearing a white shirt, so hopefully don't. So full. I hope that little guide helped, and let me know if you try that. Alright, Senso-ji. Just chilling in Ginza with Dan. This is one of the crossings you can shoot in Tokyo. Up there there's a lookout. It's free, it's a rooftop, and you can shoot down at this crossing when it's busy. It looks kind of cool. Let's go. So you actually go up the escalators and up the lift. This is the rooftop at Ginza. It overlooks a crossing which is just there. If you have a long lens, it helps, but wide's okay too. I've done a time lapse where all the cars zoom past and then all people zoom as well, which I'll show you right here. But this is what the view looks like.
You're my best view.
Yeah.
Pretty cool view, but we're here at the wrong time of day. It's not quite busy enough. There's like a shadow here which isn't great. But if you come during the right time of year and the right time of day, all the shadows run that way. And they get pretty long towards sunset, which is kind of cool.
I'm going to show you how to shoot the long exposure kind of drag shutter monorail shots in Tokyo. You've seen them heaps, and I'll show you some here. It's the Rainbow Bridge, and you got to go towards Odaiba. It's a monorail, and they're driverless, so you can go right to the window to shoot it. Freezing. My face is frozen, I can't even talk properly, but you get off at Shimbashi station, you change to the monorail. You're meant to get on the monorail that goes towards, where are you going towards? Odaiba. Yeah. Tip for using Suica on this monorail, especially if you're just here to shoot that shot, the Rainbow Bridge shot, you need to tap off at one of the stations across the bridge and then re-tap on. Otherwise, when you get back here and you haven't actually got off on a stop, the gates won't let you out and you have to talk to the guard, and they get pretty pissed because a lot of people do this and always get blocked because they don't get off on the other side. So Dan wants to shoot it. He's going to shoot video and photos, and I'll show you how to do both. These are the monorails, but you want to sit on the back or the front. The best part of this shot, in my opinion, is where the bridge covers. It's like the big loop on the actual Rainbow Bridge. There's coverage on the top and you get all that drag shutter. It's pretty cool. In the distance is that famous Ginza shot. It's that long kind of stretch down the road with all those lights. We're at the front of the train, and you just prop your camera up onto there against the glass, and there's one panel glass. This one's curved that way, so it's an angle and then you get glare from the glass. So the best spot is usually right here. What settings? I'll put the settings of all the photos that I've shot on the screen. In terms of gear, I would recommend a wide lens. We're using what are you using?
1635.
Yeah, I'm using a 1635 2.8. Go the widest, because then you can always crop in at the end. Alright, so the idea and the mechanics behind this drag shutter photography is that you leave the shutter open for a longer period of time, dragging out the exposure time. Because you're moving, in this case on a monorail in a linear motion, you get these cool dragged out lines in your photos. The settings will vary depending on how much available light there is and how still you can be. I would recommend experimenting while you're there, shooting to find a good compromise between how long you can leave the shutter open while still getting a sharp enough usable shot. You can rest your camera up against this ledge. You get pretty tired. It goes for like 10 plus minutes. As you can see on the top of your screen, there's some reflections of the glass like inside the carriage, so you best to have a lens skirt. If you don't have that, maybe a jacket over the top of your thing. You can Photoshop it out if it's just one photo, but for video it might be a bit more difficult. That's the Tokyo Tower, just in the back. If you're going to make a video, you should just shoot normal speed video and then you can speed it up in post. So this is the easy way, method 1. This footage is from the cinematic video I made when I first went to Japan. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link in the top right. I shot a normal 1080p video and then sped it up in post. The trick is to change it to blending mode to get it to look all smooth. The advantages of this is that it's easier to shoot and process, there will be less files to deal with, it'll take less space on your hard drive. You can also slow down the hyperlapse to normal speed, something that you can't do in the next method. Method 2, the harder way, photo hyperlapse. This method is definitely harder to pull off and more time consuming, but it has its benefits. Instead of just speeding up a simple video, you shoot a sequence of photos in a time lapse, and then you stitch them all together in post. The advantages of doing it this way is, you get the real in-camera drag shutter effect. You have more flexibility in color grading since each frame is a raw file. You can pull any frame from the sequence and use it as a high-resolution photo. You get a high-resolution video. In this case, it's just over 6.5K resolution. I think it looks way better this way, but you be the judge.
Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the